Your daily escape is brought to you by me, Cassie, with Oddball Escapes. The Northern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis, is one of the seven natural wonders of the world, and they have been amazing people for years. There are records that date back to 600 BC of the Babylonians and the Greeks trying to explain these dancing lights. In Scandinavia, they believe that the Norse god of winter created the lights, and the indigenous people of the Arctic thought that wildlife traveled under these lights. I love where the name Aurora Borealis comes from. It's rumored that the legendary astronomer Galileo created this name back in the 1600s. Aurora, in Latin, is the name for the Roman goddess of the dawn, and Boreas is the god of the north wind. How cool is that? It's hard to grasp just how large the light show is. They occur at least 60 to 70 miles above the Earth. That's 10 times higher than planes fly. And they can extend for hundreds of miles into space. So 60 to 200 miles. Speaking of space, astronauts may have the best view. NASA has taken some pretty amazing photos and videos while in space, and their perspective really allows us to see what it is that we're looking at. Without getting too scientific, the lights occur when electrically charged particles travel from the sun through the Earth's magnetic field and collide with the upper atmosphere, creating energy in the form of light. That brilliant yellow green color that you see is the most common color produced. But the aurora borealis can also produce reds, purples, and blues. The color often has to do with how deep into space the lights are located. Remember, we said that the lights are located 60 to 200 miles above Earth? Well, green is seen in most of that space. But purples and blues appear when the lights are more shallow and closer to Earth, and the reds appear when the lights are extending farther into space. So let's imagine you're standing here looking at the sky and admiring the light display. Try closing your eyes. Stand quietly. And if your surroundings are quiet enough, maybe, just maybe, you might hear the lights crackling, snapping, hissing, and popping, a bit like static. That sound, it's created when the sun's very hot particles collide with the frigid air in our upper atmosphere. So, when is the best time to see them? Well, technically, they occur in all four seasons during both day and night and at both poles. Yes, southern lights are also a thing. Occurring at the southern pole, they are often visible in Antarctica, Australia and New Zealand, Argentina and Chile. These are known as Aurora Australis. It's the same phenomenon, just a different name and location. The trick is, with both poles experiencing extended hours of sunlight during their summer months, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to see them during those summer months. Let's go back to Alaska. The viewing season is typically mid August through mid April. Those shoulder seasons can be a great time to view the northern lights. You don't need it to be the deepest of winter, as long as it's dark at night. And while they can be seen in the southern Inside Passage region, the odds of witnessing the lights increase the farther north you go. Your chances improve with latitude. This is why Fairbanks is a great jumping off spot for Northern Lights viewing. From here, you will head to the outskirts of town or perhaps farther into the interior of Alaska. The goal is to get away from the light of the city and towns. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't see them from the city. Let's say you're staying in the city and the northern lights start dancing in the sky while you're sleeping at your hotel. Many hotels will offer a wake up call so that you don't miss out on seeing them. One last thing. If your number one goal while on vacation is to see the northern lights, I hate to say this, but you have to be ready for disappointment. You are trying to witness one of the most amazing phenomenon in nature, and they're unpredictable. They're elusive. So think of it as a quest, as an adventure. You want to dedicate at least 3 nights to viewing the aurora. Most people will spend 5 to 7 days to give themselves an honest chance at seeing these lights. And hopefully, Mother Nature cooperates during that time so that there's not bad weather or it's not cloudy outside. And expect to stay up late. Yes, your chance of catching the lights increases during the midnight hours from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. But wouldn't it be worth it? And don't worry, we can suggest some additional outdoor adventures and indoor attractions to fill the rest of your vacation time while you're on a quest to see the Northern Lights.